Hiya, my name is Carla Golden. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Burton-upon-Trent in England and I suffer with endometriosis.
My name is Lorena. I am 21 years old. I live in Victoria in Australia and I suffer with endometriosis.
My name's Jamie. I live in Bolton, Lancashire, which is in England. I'm 35 and I suffer from endometriosis.
My name's Marianne, I'm 26, I'm from Paisley in Scotland and I suffer from endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Rebecca, I'm 20 years old and I live in southwest Wales in a little place called Pembrokeshire and I suffer with endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Jo, I'm from Kent in the UK, I'm 28 years old and I suffer from endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Faith, I'm 23 years old. I come from Kent in the UK and I suffer from endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Ella, I am 21. I am from a small coastal town called Portland in Victoria, Australia, and I suffer from endometriosis.
My name is Aisha, I'm 33 years old and live in Cape Town, South Africa. I suffer from endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Sinead, I'm 21 years old, I'm from a place called Brighton in the UK and I suffer from endometriosis.
Hello, my name is Amelia. I am 24 years old. I live in Saskatchewan and I suffer from endometriosis.
My name's Charlie. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Oxford and I have endometriosis.
Hi, my name's Catherine. I'm 24 years old. I live in Bristol in the UK and I suffer from endometriosis.
Hi guys, my name's Chelsea. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently 9 days post-op for my first laparoscopy. Currently 11:30 at night. I have to work. I have to get up at 6:30 tomorrow and I've just had to take tramadol and Nurofen to try and help me sleep. That's pretty much endo. Pain relief and heat packs and no sleep. It's one of those things that, you know, you're always taught in school that periods come with pains. But when you're relying on prescription medication, it's not right. I've had my op done. Just got to get through the next few weeks of recovery and hopefully I'll be a new person.
My name's Louise and I'm 23 and I have suffered with endometriosis for 5 years and I've had 5 operations and countless appointments.
I've suffered with endometriosis for 5 years. I've had 3 operations, countless appointments and so many different diagnoses that aren't correct.
I have suffered with endometriosis for 13 years since I was 15 and I was diagnosed 6 years ago when I was 22.
It was 2011 when I first started suffering. I tried multiple avenues, multiple doctors and specialists. It was in 2015 when I had my first laparoscopy and was then confirmed and diagnosed with endometriosis.
I suffered for 16 years before I got the diagnosis of endometriosis.
I'm going to be 25 in February and I've been suffering from this disease probably for 9 years. Since my period started when I was 16, I have had excruciating pain during my periods where I would faint, where I would be bedridden, where it would honestly feel like I would be paralyzed from the pain. I was finally diagnosed in August 2017. I got lucky with the most amazing gynecologist who listened to what I had to say and was truly there for me mentally, emotionally, and I'm very thankful for everything that she has done for me.
I've always had heavy and painful periods since I was 13 years old, but when I was diagnosed with fibroids 3 years ago, I was 23 years old. That's cysts on the ovaries and on the uterus. I went through a course of hormone treatment in order to get rid of these cysts. and that lasted for 9 months, and the cyst disappeared. When I went back to the doctors for a routine check last August, the fibroids came back. I did another 6 months course of hormone therapy, and then when the cysts had disappeared again and I persistently had pains and problems, the doctor thought I had endometriosis. I went for a couple of scans and stuff to see it was definitely not fibroids that had grown back. And in September 2017 this year, I was diagnosed with endometriosis after a laparoscopy.
Endometriosis is when there's similar tissue to the lining of the uterus called the endometrium, and it grows in places such as the fallopian tubes, your bowels, your womb, your ovaries, your pelvis. It can spread and it can attach your organs together, which can cause obviously a lot of pain. Whether it's mild, moderate or severe endometriosis, it can cause horrific amounts of pain.
Mental and physical state. My physical state, you would look at me and I would be alright. Like now I've got a lovely tan because I've been on holiday. You wouldn't even know that I'm in pain, apart from the fact that I'm in my pyjamas and in bed. But you wouldn't know. But mentally, I've not always dealt with it very well, and I have been on antidepressants and anxiety pills because it just completely, I think for me it was, I didn't know one day from the next, and when I get really, really poorly, I go into this mode of no one's going to talk to me, I'm going to lose everyone again, and I'm always scared. If I'm sick at work, I'm always petrified I'm going to lose my job because of things that have happened in the past, and that really plays on my mind. And I'm always I do get very low because some days I do just want it to stop, and I want the pain to end.
I have suffered with endometriosis for 8 years now. I was diagnosed in May this year through a laparoscopy. Before this, I had been diagnosed with appendicitis a couple of times and nearly gone into surgery, with IBS, with just normal periods that were causing pain, and finally one doctor listened and decided that it was time to do something.
I was diagnosed with endometriosis this year after 7 years of trying to find answers. Basically had issues from 14 onwards, and yeah, finally diagnosed now.
Over the last 4 years, I've had 4 laparoscopies. I've had camera down my throat, camera up my bottom. I've had cysts drained and removed, endometriomas cysts drained and removed. I've had endometriosis lasered off my uterus, and recently I've had a full hysterectomy of my ovaries for my hormone balance, and I had major surgery on my bowel to get rid of the endometriosis that was going into my bowel. I've been off work for 6 weeks, and I'll probably be off for about another 2 weeks. The pain does seem to be getting better, but I am on really, really strong painkillers. Over the years, I have had lots and lots of sleepless nights. The majority of nights, sleepless nights, wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning in absolute agony, take the painkillers, and then it takes a while for the painkillers to kick in. Hot water bottle, getting in and out the bath. Yeah, it's had a massive, massive impact on my life.
Endometriosis it's the only way to explain it is like someone constantly punching you in the stomach. I think a lot of girls will vouch for that. That is, past couple of nights I've had a bad flare, and it's literally like burning pain in your stomach, and you're crawled up and you can't move, and it's physically draining. Like, you may look okay, and people say you look okay, but inside it is literally like you're 80 years of age. For me, it's like it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't fix it. And I wish sometimes that I looked ill on the outside, to make people appreciate how my insides feel. And I wish people understood that, you know, the physical being of getting up every day, going to work, being social, completely wipes you out for a good few days, and it's horrible. And to raise awareness for that would be great, because it doesn't matter how much of a show you put on, doesn't matter how much makeup you put on, doesn't matter smiling and laughing, it is so physically draining, and you feel weak and you ache like you've got the flu, and it's not okay at all whatsoever.
Some of the emotional effects of endometriosis, which I don't think many people talk about, can be mental. Obviously, a lot of women, including myself, I'm actually diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety since my endometriosis has started, because it's just constant pain. And I think people look at you as if, you know, on the outside there's nothing wrong and we're just making it up, when that's not true. You know, on the inside we deal with severe pain every single day. The emotional, you know, sort of torture that we go through is unbelievable. It affects relationships, so that's with your family, your friends, your husbands, your wives, everything. You know, you can't really plan to do anything because, hey, endometriosis just, you know, appears that day and causes agony. Also, I think emotionally it's quite hard to come to terms with that, you know, some of us can be so young and on such powerful medications. Like, I'm on a prescription of morphine and tramadol as required, so whenever I'm in pain, you know, the only thing I have to turn to really are those, and they're not good to be on long term, and 9 times out of 10, you know, they don't actually help. They just make you so sleepy, but they don't actually take away the pain. So, you know, it is torture, you know, emotionally it's really, really straining. You know, our immune systems are always so low, so as soon as someone gets ill, we're the ones to catch it. You know, it is really, really horrible. There's not really any other words to describe it apart from really, you know, life-changing, crippling and, you know, mobilitating, I suppose.
Having endometriosis has had a real mental strain on me, not knowing can I go anywhere, spending days curled up in bed, feeling sick and in agony, going to hospital, having people not know what's wrong with you or understand. It's a really horrible thing to have. The emotional and mental side of endometriosis is almost more difficult to discuss than the physical side, because it's hard to put into words surviving every single day, every single week, every single month with something that a lot of people don't understand. You hide so much of it because you're in so much pain and so focused on surviving that people don't see what you're going through. They don't know how sore it is, they don't know how debilitating it is. So you feel very alone, alienated, isolated, because you're not sharing, you're hiding, you're surviving, you're focusing on yourself. And then a few days later, a few weeks later, they see you and you're back to normal, and they can't put these two people together. It doesn't seem like you've just gone through another war. So it can feel very much like you're alone, can feel very much like it's in your head when you're having a good day, a normal day, and you can't imagine what you've just gone through or what you have to go through again. It's a mental battle every day, and it's the fatigue on top of it, and the brain fog doesn't help you. It's an every single day battle, and it's draining, and it's a big burden to carry, and it's invisible, which makes it almost more difficult for people to comprehend. And when you open up to them, a lot of people do dismiss you, saying, you're a woman, it's your period, it's normal. Doctors dismiss you, specialists dismiss you, and you've got to keep trying, and you've got to just believe in yourself and just get through it. And I think that's the most difficult thing.
Physical pain with endometriosis. Well, as I said before, it feels like there is a knife trapped inside your lower abdominal area, and it feels like someone is carving your insides out like a pumpkin. Now that is very uncomfortable. The pain doesn't just sit in your lower abdominal area, it moves into your back, and it can move into your thighs, and it can vary in other different places too, depending on, you know, your flare up. We feel this pain throughout the month, not just when a period comes, but we dread when a period comes, because that is when you're like, oh my God, is it going to be A&E? Am I going to be in bed all this time? Am I going to have time off work? Like, it is horrendous. And this is, like I said, it is, for me personally, it's 10 times worse on a period. But I also can feel this when I'm not on my period. I can feel this just any time of the month. Like, it could just randomly come. I could wake up, feel fine. Within a minute, I'm not okay. The pain, I guess the only way I could describe it is like contractions. Now, I've never had children, but I've heard contractions is the worst part of giving birth. And the contractions that a normal pregnant lady that's in labour would feel, you know, you get them so many minute breaks to breathe and then go again. We feel that constant pain without 1 minute break. Like, and these pains could last minutes, but they could also last hours to weeks to months, and you're just stuck. Like, I have a drawer which is over there, and it is full of morphine, codeine, tramadol, naproxen, methylmalic acid, I can't even say the word, normal, like paracetamol, normal ibuprofen. But I literally have it's like a cocktail of pain relief in my drawer. And the way we have to live like that is just, it's awful. Like, and it just people need to know about it, you know, like, this pain, no one should have to feel this pain and not ever have a cure. Like, we're expected, well, it feels like we're expected to live with this pain for the rest of our lives. And when we go for help, we don't get help because the world isn't educated on it, and it's never ending, and it is so hard. So hard.
It definitely affects your mental health. I basically lived in a constant state of anxiety before my diagnosis, and afterwards your self-esteem is affected. You lose almost like a slight control of you and your body. My future worries is probably quite similar to others. It affects your fertility, so I'm really worried that I might struggle to have kids if I can have kids. And also, is my pain going to get worse? Am I going to be able to cope with it?
Endometriosis is so common, and there are so many women out there suffering in silence. We may not look unwell, but that doesn't mean we don't feel it. We are sick. We live with a chronic illness that has no cure. Please help us raise awareness for endometriosis. We don't want your sympathy at all. We just want your understanding.
Please help us raise awareness. We need your support.
Please help us raise awareness for endometriosis. We really don't want your sympathy. We just want your support.
Please help us raise awareness. We don't need sympathy. We just want understanding.
Please raise awareness for endometriosis. We honestly don't want any sympathy. We don't want you to feel sorry for us. We just want you to understand, and we want it to get across the world what really does go on in the life of someone who does have it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking your time to watch our video. Please share, please like, and please comment if you have any questions. Thank you.